Alrighty. So welcome. We're here. It's the council. The one and only. Uh, got Johnny, also Coach Johnny, whatever you want to call him. We got Jay Wonders in the building, man. Let him know where you at, Jay.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's Jay Wonders. Ready to kick some game for everybody. Ready to just dive in deep into ways of thinking, just to, I would just say benefit your life. It's a life experience, so why not get the best, valuable information to have a enjoyable life?
Exactly. Man, this is gonna be a really big episode right here, man. This one is important. This one is really gonna put guys in a position to win big time. And this right here is really gonna help. This one's gonna really help point the guys in the direction that's gonna align them with being on the same page with women and put them in a position where you guys aren't just killing a lot of the confusion that gets in the way from getting what you want. And this one's big. So, just to give you a little back idea of what, a backdrop of where all this is coming from with this communication, we're going to talk about trust. We're going to talk about comfort. We're going to talk about the importance of that, but also beyond the importance of that, it's beyond the importance of that, it's really the power of it and how this actually puts you in a position to get what you want. And so, just to give you guys an idea, when most guys are going out there, and you're attracted to somebody, it's a formula I see that's a great formula for seduction, and that formula is attraction and comfort put together. And basically what that looks like is you're being that attractive guy. Of course, you're dressing well, communicating. You're letting her know that you're attracted to her just because you're communicating with her. But comfort comes in. The way you build comfort with the woman is by her knowing that you're not just going after sex. It's by having communications with her, conversations. A lot of guys have conversations with women, with the expectation of, can this girl be my girlfriend? That's going to put you in a position where you're a little bit overly invested, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Then some people might look at it like they're just having good communication with her for sex. That's going to put you a little bit in balance to where you look too much like you're thirsty, like she can't trust you. So we're seeing there's a combination of too much trust, or more so than trust. It's not even trust. It's just too much comfort in the sense of where she feels as though you can't take. You're like in the friend zone. All that puts me in the friend zone is like sexually, she doesn't see you as an option. And in a lot of cases, she doesn't see you taking it to that point. So you want to have that element of like, hey, look, you will, like it can go down. But at the same time, what's really important is also that element of, I'm not pressed to fuck. I really want to talk to you to get to know you. See, people try to act like they're I'm not pressed to have sex with her at all. Some guys naturally aren't. Some guys are trying to hold that in. They're just trying to get to that point. They might take her on a date, get her flowers, do things to show her they're invested to get the sex.
Right.
But what you realize is when you do that, it puts you a step behind, and you actually get closer to the sex by talking to her as a regular person, because now you're forcing her to go beyond sex, to go beyond her vagina. She can only control us because of our desire to want to have sex with her or to want to be in a relationship with her. But if you go into it as, I'm just looking for a friend, I'm just looking to see if we can vibe as friends, I'm looking for somebody that I can add value to, somebody that can add value to me. I'm looking to be a supportive person in a friend's life. Like, I'm looking for a friend. Before we go forward, what are some qualities? Let me ask you, Jay, men and women aside, attraction aside, what are qualities in friends in general? Like, what would you say? Give me like 5 qualities that are universal qualities that are really that you look for in a friend.
Funny,
Okay.
chill, understanding,
Okay.
honest, um, what's it called? Diverse.
Okay. Perfect. So funny, chill, diverse, um, funny, chill, diverse. What was the other 2 that you got?
Honest.
Honest and
Yep.
and fun, playful. All of these things that we're talking about, let's give those characteristics to a girl. Imagine we meet a girl, she's funny, she's chill, she's diverse, open-minded, you know, all these qualities all of a sudden put her in a position where if we look to the side, like that's a good person to want to be around.
Right. Yep.
If you look at it, a lot of the friends we hang out with, what attracts even friends together are qualities that are when you're around them, you feel good about feelings. Now, when we talk about women, what we got to realize is when she's around a guy and she feels good, that's a whole different level. Like that's your strength right there. That's your power play. Because for a woman, it's all about feelings. It's all about how she feels around you. You want her to feel good, playful, fun, you know? And I would ask you guys, I want you to think, what are the qualities that you have as a friend with the guys that you know? You know, and even with women listening, I'd say, what are the qualities that make you fun around your friends? What do they value in you? Are you supportive? Are you wise? Do you give good feedback? You know?
Yep. And I would say, like, even with your friends, like, the one thing you have to notice among each other is how y'all treat each other. Even though y'all friends and stuff like that, you know, we tend to get stuck in the how we treat each other and see each other on unconscious pattern, and that pattern always tends to be almost like negative. Like that's what I see in a lot of group of guy friends. Like when they chill with each other alone versus when they chill in a social setting, they treat each other how they chill alone. And guys bully each other. Guys try to overpower each other, or what we call it, guys try to neg each other, and or just trying to, in other words, bitch each other, and trying to, just fry them or pack on them. And then I'm like sitting there, and I'm like, yo, like, why y'all looking, like, why y'all trying to look like this or this version of yourself in front of girls that want to be attracted to you? Like, they always trying to downplay each other, and I noticed that a lot amongst friends.
Exactly. Bruh, so that's huge.
They go into like a pack section.
Exactly. Yeah. And that's huge because when we look at it, now this is a big thing to think about. Think about it like this. When a guy is with a girl hanging out chilling, you know what I'm saying? And it's so funny because my boy just texted me. These 2 girls ended up fighting at his crib, which is hilarious, and they fought over him, I guess. And he said he's replacing his door right now, like, oh my gosh. He's like, bruh. I'm like, bruh, what the fuck? But this is all this is a person I've been working with and teaching this game to, and this is a situation right now. So now I got to have a conversation about managing that shit. But man, bro, what the fuck?
That is so funny.
Well, anyways, right? But so based on what you're saying, that's so crazy, is that now, let's say you hang out with a guy, and now this guy has an agenda to kick it with you. Let's say the same person's hanging out, but they are in the back of their mind, they're hanging out with you because they know that you're, let's say they know that you have access to jobs.
Right.
And let's say you're somebody that hooks up everybody you know with like really good jobs. So
right.
They're fucking with you not because they're your friends or because you got shared interest. They're fucking with you because they want the job. but they're gonna act like they're fucking with you for a different reason. Now, whether you know why they're fucking with you or not, it doesn't matter because their cards will reveal themselves. Because at a certain point, if they really had game, they would never even bring up the fact that you do that. If they had game, they would just vibe with you, get to know you, have good conversation, have good energy, you know. And same thing, let's say if you got a celebrity or somebody with a lot of value in the environment. The worst way to get that person to rock with you is to be like, yeah, hey, let's say Kanye West is in the building, like, hey, you're Kanye West, right? What's going on? Or, hey, man, I make music, man. I would love to,
Can I show you my mixtape?
Exactly. Like, bro, let me tell you what I desire. We can figure something out. No. Why doesn't that work? It doesn't work because that's not friendship. That's not a vibe. Like, your homies aren't doing that. So it's like, if you're coming at me from that angle, I got to deal with you a little bit differently.
You got to deal with them like you're running the business.
Yeah. Now you have to deal with them transactionally.
And you know what's so interesting on that?
What?
I'm about to go off of a little insight here. Is that, when people talk about you get what you give.
Yep.
And you're giving that. So, people naturally are just going to give you the same thing back. If you talk like you're trying to get something out of somebody, someone's going to talk to you like you're trying to get something out of them.
Exactly.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, you're trying to get something out of them. Yep.
Like, if I'm trying to talk to somebody, like, I'm trying to just really genuinely get to know them, they're going to talk to me like they're truly trying to get to know me.
Exactly.
And that's just how it moves. But if I'm talking to them like I'm trying to get something from them, that's gonna be a different version of them.
Mhm.
And how do I know? How do we know people are gonna respond like that? Because everyone, it's almost like what we were saying. We have a thought process of what we're doing when we're doing it, and how we're doing it, and why we're doing it. And if that seems to be one way of thinking, you're gonna get that reality out. You're gonna get that experience because that was what you were trying to get in your mind. Maybe it didn't come out how you wanted it to, but how you try to come at it will give you what it gives you, even if it's not your expectation on what it should have been. So what that tells me is, like, we have this expectation of how something should come out as an experience or whatever it is, a relationship, a business deal, etc. But what really happens is we never focus on how we're doing it.
Exactly.
So then we get caught up. We get caught up in the outcome of it, and not realizing that, maybe if I change the way I thought of it coming at it, then it would change the outcome. Because, again, I'm glad we're talking about this, because I actually wanted to say this for a very long time. That's why I studied communication on such a deep level, because I started to realize that it wasn't what I wanted out of life. It was, how do I get the things I want out of life? And I never understood that on a detailed level. But then once I started to study communication, I'm like, life is just made up of what I put outside and what people perceive me as. So if I understand that, then how do I want, people to perceive me? And how do I communicate that? Through words.
Exactly.
And then once I was like, all right, bet, that's how people perceive me, through my words and my sound and how I speak and, who I say I am and what I say I am or do. And once I got to that point, then I started to realize exactly what we've been talking about this entire time, about if I'm at a business, if in the back of my mind, I'm only talking to this dude strictly because I want to get something from him, business-wise. then
Mhm.
why would he want to talk to me? Why would he
Exactly.
actually give me that? Or why would he feel any different from me trying to do it and the next person try to do it? Because we're also,
Exactly.
this channel is also about attraction. Well, with attraction, you got to be the chosen one out of the group.
Exactly. Yeah, you got to be the chosen one as a group. Because choosing is a whole nother video we're gonna have to do. Because just give y'all a little hint on that. You're getting chosen. You're getting chosen. That's why it's like it's a mindset shift guys got to do from going from, all right, I'm trying to get the girl versus, how do I get how do I get her to want to get with me? You know what I
Right.
mean? The reality is, through friendship is the process of getting someone to like you, You know what I'm saying? Attraction is getting them to like a perception, something you're trying to put out there. Like, I can like your car, so I'm attracted to your car. It's the difference between me liking your car and liking you. Friendship is the girl liking you, And we're going to take this to some higher levels because, when you take it from that frame now, let's now look at it from a different lens in terms of friendship. When we talk about women, how many guys do they interact with that are attracted or that they're attracted to that they really have friendship with? How many women have great friendships? How many women have great friendships with guys? How many guys have great friendships? Friendship is something that I think people don't. It's like the thing that people have or they don't have. Which you'll be surprised is friendship is a high skill. I mean, it's an ability, and but we have to think to ourselves. The amount of women, the one issue I notice with a lot of women is when it comes to guys, women really value their guy friends because their guy friends put them on to the other side of things that they don't know. And women naturally seek male companionship just to have, as men, we talk about certain subjects and things that put them up on game.
Right.
We put them up on game, when we talk about the things that we talk about, being there as a protector, being there to help her. For a woman, it puts her in a very great position when there's men that truly care about her, and you put her on a lot of information. Women love to get information. Women love to communicate with guys non-sexually. The reason why they like to do that is because it's something that's experienced, that's less experienced, Guys generally come with an agenda. If I was the guy that people always came to me for a job, and then I find a friend who rocks out with me just as a friend, or if you're that celebrity or whatever, it's powerful. But the key thing to realize with women, one thing with guys, we're always looked at as, damn, why do guys always make friends so easy? Women have a much harder time having really great friendships than a lot of guys.
Right.
Guys
They'll probably have a lot of friends, but the quality of friends would be hard.
Exactly. Let me tell y'all,
for a woman to get.
No, facts. Let me tell y'all now.
It's not a woman can't get friends.
Mhm.
It's not she can't get friends, it's she can't get quality friends that she even likes herself.
Exactly. And that's huge. That's huge because being out there, man, I'll tell you right now, women right now, they really value friendships with guys. Like, or they really value good communications with guys. Guys that want to deal with them for more than, that want to deal with them as a friend. And what happens is when you do that, you're selling them what they want. That's what they want. Because think about it. The quicker they have sex with you, the less time they have to build a friendship. Most of the guys they talk to that are sexually attracted to them want to fuck. So it totally cuts off the chance to even really have a relationship. Weird stuff starts happening in the woman's mind. And when you're a guy that's not doing that, you separate yourself from every guy. And it makes her wonder about you, like, oh, shit.
Exactly. And I was going to say, um, the way you do this is by being attractive. Like, you can't do this as not be attractive.
Exactly. You can't do this and not be attractive. I'm not gonna lie, but if you want to attract a woman the fastest, be friends with her. Talk to her like get to know her on a level where her sexuality has nothing to do with the situation.
Yep.
If she's boring, figure out where y'all can relate and be friends there. If she's friends with you and she likes you, you know, a woman, the way a woman views a dude that's trying to have sex with her versus a dude that she knows is a friend is like night and day. I mean, they have so much respect for the, you know, they really will go to bat for a man. And if you look at the Bill Cosbys and the people who get caught up in these situations, it's because there's an imbalance of women who have had sexual advances or sexual situations versus the amount of women that can go to bat and be like, man, this person is there. Like with women, you build a tribe around you. They become your greatest supporters when you're able to bypass just wanting to have sex with them.
That's very true.
Now this is key. Not from a place of because you can't get sexual with her. From a place of choice. I can have
if you feel like you can't get sex from her because you're not like that attractive in her eyes yet, that's how you feel, then if you don't generally want to be friends with this girl, it's like, nah, don't do it, because you're only gonna, I mean, you can learn. Yeah, you're just gonna get friend zoned, and it's only gonna hurt because, bro, I remember like a couple guys from my high school. Like, I remember this one guy, you know, obviously, I don't not say any names, but he wanted to date this girl, so he decided, hey, remember we're in high school, yeah. He's like, hey, I'm gonna be friends with you know, this girl, and I'm gonna be the funniest dude, the coolest dude she's ever hung around. Next thing you know, she's like, this is my best friend. You know when girls start that, this is my best friend. And, you know, we sitting there, and I was like, bruh, I would, you know, she's beautiful. I would try to crush her. He definitely trying. So I'm like, it's not like he wouldn't. Is he just really friends with her? And then come and find out, you know, obviously he's not just friends with her. You know, this super attractive girl. But then one day he came out of the blue and he was like, hey, I really think you're pretty and I really want to take you out. And then she was like, LOL, did somebody take your phone? And then he was like, you know, he didn't respond, and then I guess he like saw her the next day at school, and he was just basically like, you know what, I don't fuck with you. You fake as shit. Like, I can't believe like you would come at me like that, and I was being serious, and like I treat you, you know, with respect, and you can't give me the same thing. So fuck you, bitch. And basically that's what happened. And you know, even in high school, I realized, I was like, yeah, bro, you came at this whole picture wrong. You thought that being the funniest, coolest guy as a friend was eventually going to be a yes when, like, you come out and say you like her. And no, it doesn't.
Exactly.
That doesn't equal that, and that's not what we're trying to say.
That's a great example right there. That's huge. That's a guy right there that became friends because he wanted to get her, but he didn't deserve her. Like you know what I'm saying?
And I wouldn't say he didn't. I wouldn't even say he didn't deserve her. It's just like she's not the one for him.
Exactly. Versus, let's say it was that guy that was the guy that she's attracted to, and he does that same thing. It's going to be a completely different effect. She's going She didn't be calling them, asking like, yeah, giving them signals to like, hey, where are we going? Or, she'll give them signals. They'll give you signals to have opportunities to really have them, bro.
Yep.
And that's huge because, that was, I noticed when I look at my years, especially the years when I didn't know nothing about what I was doing, I was just going organic. It would always be the girls that were really pretty that I was friends with. And then we hang out long enough. I'm funny, I'm playful, I'm being attractive still, talking to other girls. She's doing her thing. And then there's that time where you two are just chilling and you're like, I low-key feel like oh shit, we like each other. I started off,
right.
This was my game back in the day without me trying to have it be my game.
Right, exactly.
And it's funny how through all the years you learn so much and you go right back to that.
Exactly.
Kind of like what we talked about, Jay, when we was like, it's like you got to take the game and take it back to the days of high school. Like how was it in high school? Because that was the most organic days of attraction. If you want to really learn, it wasn't about money back then because nobody had money. It wasn't really about all of the things that matters when you're an adult because you weren't even expected to support yourself.
Right. Exactly.
So it was all purely who was the funny, playful dude. Who was, everybody was attracted to each other for natural reasons. And if you look at the high school days, that's one of the times where a lot of guys have the most girls that are their friends during that time because, you're seeing people at school.
Exactly, yep.
That's why these relationships are happening all the time in high school through social circles.
Yep.
And
so let me add something here, and this is why it's so interesting because you will always hear men say that the last girl, say they don't get girls that much, they're like, yeah, the last girl, I really try to get was during high school, and that was like their peak.
Mm.
And when I say peak, that was like their peak in being in those social circles without necessarily being a predator or trying to, get at girls or some shit.
Exactly. That's huge. Yeah, those were the days, bro. I remember because you have to go through your phase where you're actively going at women because you just build so many skills doing that. You get out your comfort zone. But then on another level, man, those were the days because those were the days in high school where I was really working. My game was attracting women to me. I had to be attractive because I wasn't just going smack at girls just like, hey, what's going on? Come kick with me. I want to talk to you. I want to get to know you. No, it was like, all right, how do I get her to show me that, it's okay to go to get at her? And you're building friendships. You're getting to know each other. Y'all on the phone talking. Like we were naturally doing things right. Nobody was taking girls on dates in high school.
100%. And I think that's how it should be. You feel me?
Exactly. Yep.
Like that date stuff is made up. Not made up. Don't get me wrong. Not made up. But I'm saying
it is. It damn near is made up though.
Like when I say made up, like going on a date with a girl, that's great. That's good. Yeah. But I'm saying like the principle of going on a date. Like you don't need to go on a date with nobody.
Exactly. That's not written in nature. You don't see squirrels and lions going on dates and someone's buying them something. That's something that we've created. It's economically based. It's not even, what's really about is spending time with each other. The date is some extra shit because, it's really about just being around one another and building friendship. And that's why for a lot of the guys out there, here's a big tip for a lot of guys. If you just have good phone communication or if you FaceTime her and you guys are having good conversation as friends, you can just meet up with her right after that because there's a friendship that's built now. There's a trust. Because that's the only thing that's in the way. The only thing between you and that sexual connection and that long-term attraction connection, and the reason why I say sexual connection, because some people might be like, some women might be like, why is the sexual connection so important? It's extremely important. Because if she's not sexually attracted to you, then all this other shit doesn't matter. Sexual attraction is the basis of men and women bonding on a level that is different. Like that is where it can go to a different level. If you're just friends with somebody and you're not attracted to them, it creates a limit to how far things can go and progress. It puts a cap on how far you all are going, and then it creates an imbalance because one person might be attracted. But if both parties are attracted to one another, it just creates a situation where now you can really build a strong friendship because
Yep.
you all are attracted to each other and you all also have good communication. So now it's the full package. This is the effect that you want to have. And you know, so when we talk about this shit, man, these are different things that make friendship so important. Now also, what does being a friend communicate to her when you're not pressed to have sex? It communicates a lot of things, especially if you're attracted. It's like, okay, does he have other women? You know, is he? And I tell, you know, when you date, I tell a girl, you know, like, yeah, you know, I talk, you know, I'm looking for friends, blah blah blah. You know, not looking for a relationship. I'm looking for friends. Because also now, guess what? She now can contribute to your life now beyond just sex. Here's another thing. If you're just playing to have sex and that's all you want, now it creates a situation where you have to do something to get the sex. What's the exchange? So what's the exchange going to be? You have to spend money. You have to take her out. You have to do things to make her have sex with you, because most women, even if they're attracted to you, aren't just going to be like, oh, I'm attracted to you, so let's have sex. In her mind, it's, oh, I'm attracted to you, so let's talk and get to know each other and see if we can be friends. That's her program going on, you know. Our program is, oh, we're attracted to each other, let's go to the bathroom stall. And that's not for all guys. I'm just saying the primal male aspect, like, let's connect now. Like, women's is, oh, I like you, so let's talk more. You know, so for guys, it's like, all right, I feel like my time's being wasted because we keep talking, but I'm not getting sex. For her, it's like, man, I feel like my time's being wasted because everything is just about sex, and I'm not getting good conversation. I'm not getting knowledge, perspective. You know, I don't feel like I trust this dude. So where do we? So now, how do we do that? Do you want to spend money on women? Do you want to go out there and have to exchange money and do things like that for her, or do you want her to give you her sexual energy or her attraction or her that time because she wants to run to you to do it? Because when she hangs out with everybody else, she's like, damn, I feel like this is boring. I want to be around this dude. Like, because every time I talk to him, I feel good at the end of the conversation. Just imagine a conversation, you two are laughing, ha ha ha, and you're like, man, you know, you're dope, man. It's been a great conversation. Look, make sure you make it home safe. You know, just let me know when you get back, man. You know, and I'll talk to you later. I'll text you, keep me posted with everything. This communication's like, all right, cool, yep, we'll do. Boom. You just got off the phone with her. That's where y'all vibe at. Where do you think her energy is toward you? Like, this is such a gift, what we're talking about. You know, let's say you friend zone Christina Milian. And imagine, you know, let's say you just straight up friend zone her, like, yeah, how you doing, Christina Milian? My girlfriend's a big fan of you. Oh, wow, thank you. Yeah, you know, she does interior decorating. I do X, Y, Z. But I love her speaking, blah, blah, blah. And let's say y'all talking. You're like, yeah. And y'all are chilling, and, you know, y'all are just joking. It's like, yeah, I can imagine being a celebrity, man. You know, a lot of people are running at you, trying to sell dreams. I mean, how is that for you? Because let's go deeper into friendships with women. When you're a friend with somebody, they can tell you the stories of that they wouldn't tell you. Like, there's certain stories someone's going to tell you when y'all are friends versus stories they're going to tell you when you're trying to pursue her. Right. Like for example, she's on, you know, she might be like, yeah, you know, back when I was young, I used to you know, I used to be wild, man. I would go to all these parties, you know, I'd be dating, like, you know, I used to have guys on my line doing whatever I wanted them to. And you're like, damn, that's crazy. I see you was awesome. Me and you could kick it back then. We on the same time. Because you be the type of chick, you go in there, you know what I'm saying? I tell you, man, tell them dudes, give you some pack, man. You can spark that shit with me, man. We can kick, because I'm all about that. You know? Now, right now, we're not talking about sex. I'm looking at her as a peer. So she can tell me insights into her life without feeling like she's being judged. Because what's another great thing about friendship, and here's where guys mess up so bad, judgment. You see, with friends, you can have a non-judgment environment. That's what you have with a good friend. If you have a really good friendship, you can tell them anything. But if you're dating, that might not be the best to tell them you did that. She's like, oh, I don't want to seem like a hoe. Or I don't want to. There's so much judgment. Where does the fear of judgment come from? The lack of trust, the lack of familiarity.
Right.
First, as a friend, she tells him that. They laugh, they joke. He understands where she's coming from. There's no judgment. And then guess what? Right after that, it builds more trust now. Now she can tell you even more. You see, women already know we want to have sex with them. And they already know if they want to have sex with us.
Yes.
You know, let's say you're on a dating app, or let's say you meet a girl at work. Either way. Let's say you match with a girl on a dating app. Let me just tell you, at that point, y'all are attracted to each other. That's if we look at the mystery method, that's A1. Like the attraction part is done.
I like how you framed it. You're like, she already knows you want to have sex with her, and she knows if she wants to have sex with you, and
Exactly.
she already knows she wants to have sex with you. I like the way you just framed that.
Hey, oh man, awesome! I'm happy you said that part again too, because that's very important for the guys.
Because what you're saying is like, yes, majority of girls already know if you want to do something with them.
Exactly.
You know, just by how you act, the way your mannerisms. You know how y'all met. What's said under the lines, between the lines.
Exactly. And you can tell, right? It's like you'll be at work, you're like.
We'll be dumb to think girls can't tell.
Mhm.
You get me?
But exactly.
We'll be so dumb to think that women cannot tell. Actually, they could tell way better than us.
Yeah, right? Exactly. Great point, bro. That's something where as guys is like, we're a step behind generally. Like, bruh, she's a human just like us, bro. Women are sharp as fuck.
Yeah.
We all know who wants to fuck who. Like, if the girl walks in and she's bad, and you're like, hey, what's going on, Jessica? Yeah, like, oh, yeah, you doing that? You already know. Yep. Bro, everybody's like, bruh, you know you want to.
Exactly. Everyone knows.
Everybody in the restaurant knows they want her.
Exactly. You don't think she know that?
Exactly. So what's game? What is game? Let me tell you what game is, man. Game is being the dude in that environment that is giving off the vibes like you don't want her the most. Think about how much game that is. Everybody at the job knows they want her. Everyone at the job knows they want to have sex with her. Imagine if I hit her with the game where I really friend zone her. Like, hey, what's going on, Jessica? Yeah, can you pass me that thing right there? Hell yeah.
100%.
All these guys are going googly goggler. You need to stop dressing up like this. It's annoying. I got to deal with all these guys looking at you all the time, looking thirsty as hell. I'm like, goddamn, like, come on, But you know what? As a matter of fact, keep doing that because we make more tips when you do that. So, matter of fact, that's the move. The girls love when I got the tips popping off. So do me a favor, keep doing that or whatever.
Right.
This is friend talk. We're not even, I'm talking to her, not even trying to get her. I'm talking to her like I'm on. Like that's the thing. You're positioning yourself like you're beyond, like you got the thirsty guys, and then you have the guys that aren't. You're putting yourself in that other box. Like you're separating yourself from all the other guys there. What does that do in her mind? Okay, out of all the guys here, who do you think she's gonna feel like she can trust the most in that job environment?
Exactly.
The person who's trying to have sex with her, or the person, or not even trying to have sex with her. The person that's either not trying to have any kind of conversation with her. The people who are trying to get close and intimate with her. Then you got the person that's just the friends who she goes to the bar with, hangs out, and every night y'all finish. She's twisted, you're twisted, and you're like, all right, get all right, make sure you get back home, man. Make sure you're safe. All right, see you later. Y'all back at work. Now you're giving her the room to be attracted to you. And the more that you do that, and the longer you do that over a period of time, she's going to become more and more attracted to you and then begin to hit on you. And this is when the game flips on them. Once they really like you as a friend and you're attractive, you have everything you need. Now you have the control. Because now she wants to be around you for a reason. You have an exchange that she needs. You know what that exchange is? It's not money. That exchange is genuine, good friendship and conversation. Because what a woman wants is people who she can call, and have good conversation with. People like they really value that, and especially with a guy because it's a lot more rare with a guy. because you know the nature of the dynamic between men and women. But especially an attractive guy, because an attractive guy, she really respects your perspective because you're a leader of men. So she's dealing with women and men. What better than to have communication with a man that has mastery in his environment dealing with men? You know.
I'll say another thing too is like, okay, how do you know if you're an attractive guy? You know, I'll say, okay, if you're coming at it like this, the way we're talking about it, then that means you looking at every girl like it's neutral. But then, how do you know if you're an attractive guy? If every girl's coming at you neutral as well, or if you coming at them neutral to begin with, is the mere fact that there's going to be some girls, even in that same environment, that's not coming at you neutrally. They're flirting with you. They're attracted to you.
Yeah.
They're like, hey, I don't want to play that we're friends game. They're literally overtly telling you how hot you may be. You get me? They're like, oh, that's Jay. Oh, that's AJ.
Yeah.
And that's how girls sound, and you know, they're like, oh yeah, that's him. Yeah, that's my man. That's my work husband. That's my, you know, they'll come up with some slick shit just to directly make it not just platonic.
Oh my gosh, man. Jay, this is so much game. I mean, whether the guys notice or not, because damn, I mean, you tell me from your personal experience. When I look back at my personal experience, I'm gonna be honest with you. The baddest woman I've gotten in my life, and this is honestly crazy to me. I'm just realizing this on the call. To be honest, it's crazy.
Right. Okay.
I go to high school. I have an exact. There was a girl that everybody wanted that was with me all the time because of this. College, there were girls that everybody wanted that were with me all the time, and because of this, there were girls after school, in the work environment, or my early days, you know, in my jobs, restaurants, all kind of jobs, office jobs, whatever. This always took place, and the one thing I could say is, at a certain point throughout all the years, even up to now, which it continues now, there's always a point in time after the friendship for a while where you know intuitively that, like, okay, yeah, we can kind of, the woman will always create a moment, or there will be a moment where it's just the two of you, and she's kind of like, you can have me. And at that point, it's up to you if you want to act on it. And when that happens, you know you did the seduction right. Even if you didn't know, like, it's not like the seduction was on purpose, but just you did something right. Like, you did it right is when that happens. Because now, if you know, because now she's fully attractive and she fully trusts you. And now if you do engage in sex, you're in the best position if you want to have a relationship because it's a friendship.
Yes. Yeah.
So she'll know, like, I'm talking to girls. She'll deal with you where you are because she knows as a friend that you're that attractive guy. You know, and then on another level, if you all do it, you now can still have the option to maintain a friendship. You're not just thrown in the sex, so now you got to be my boyfriend bag. No, it's sex, and damn, we were just friends that had sex, so we can still go back to just what it was. Because the frame that was built this friendship was never built on sex. It was for attraction. It wasn't built on sex. It was built on friendship.
Exactly. And you know, people even today, even people that mostly are in the manosphere groups and, you know, following, there will be like, everything we're saying is that's a no. Like, don't go that way.
They'll be like,
they'll be like, why are they saying it like that? Like, we should just, you know, she just be rawly attracted to you right now. You feel me? Like if
Yeah.
she doesn't have that like just that raw attraction to you where she just wants to like have sex with you just based off like your looks or just hanging out with her, going a couple of dates with her. You see, even coming from that angle, that's you still trying to come at it through sex first.
Exactly.
If I'm like, yeah, I didn't crush on the third date, huh?
Yeah, that's like
That's literally you're
that's
literally coming at it from a sexual angle where it's like,
yeah,
hey,
even taking her on a date. Like, why is there even 3 dates? Like, y'all, like that's not frank.
exactly.
That's not no.
It's not. It's like, okay,
Like
you
playing
took on
catnip.
3 dates. Why is there a number? Why is there 3? Because honestly,
Yeah.
if you were really spitting game, you will almost not even. It wouldn't even feel like dates. It
Yeah.
would just be like,
It
hey,
even
yo,
feel like a date. It feel like me.
I'm free. I'm free. You know, this week probably just Monday.
Mm-hmm.
And then you don't even know that until it's Monday.
Yeah.
It's the type of shit where it's like a random, like, you know, we're just linking up type shit.
Exactly. And think of the access you have with the girl, with the woman when friendship is built. I mean, now you can be at the crib while she's in her panties and she's not feeling good. Oh yeah, just come straight to the house. Let's spark because there's friendship there. Oh, and it's like, okay, you know, you find out, yeah, these are the aspects, and then you really get to find out if you even really want to deal with this person. Sometimes,
right,
you know
exactly.
what I'm saying? Guys be so ready to jump in, and it's like, we really do need to value friendship because that's also a chance for her to prove why she should be in your life. Because when we go beyond the sex and reduce that down because we realize true friendship matters, now she has to bring more tangibles to the table now. Now you ain't just going to be in my presence because I want to have sex with you. Now you're in my presence because you actually have a cool personality.
Right.
You actually are supportive.
And honestly, you know, even men and women, they both put up their best forward anyway. So it's like, is that even real? Not really. If everyone's always putting their best foot forward, or themselves as this like, you know, perfect person, I would say like majority of people try to put that front up in a couple of stages of if you're coming at it like you're trying to have sex.
If you're trying to fuck, yeah, because it's through the friendship that you realize, oh, this motherfucker's crazy.
Yeah,
but it's okay.
Oh,
you can be crazy, and y'all be homies.
And
like,
same with her. Same with her. You chilling with her as a friend. She was like, "Can I tell you something?" I'm like, "What's up?" She was like, "Yo, I'm actually talking to this dude." And I'm like, "Okay." And you know, I did this X, Y, and Z, and I'm gonna sit here and I'm gonna analyze it. And if that shit sounds crazy, I'm gonna be like, "Fuck no."
Yeah,
like
exactly.
I may find you attractive, but like on the deeper level, like I could be that dude easily that you just described X, Y, and Z, and that's not attractive. Like,
exactly.
You know, girls are sick just as men are sick too.
No, that's facts. And I'm like, you know, this is the great equalizer. You know what I mean? Because you know, and then also here's a big part now. Now, if a woman if you have a woman in your life through friendship, you know. Now this is a mind frame shit. This is inner game right here. But if you observe her from a place of friendship, what can she bring in your life as a friend? Now you're a selector. Now she has to bring more to the table than just, oh, what can you do for me? It's like, no, that's not what this is about, because now we're having a conversation and I'm seeing if you have a cool personality, if you're fun to hang out with.
Right.
If you're boring, if you're rude, if you have an attitude, if you're not a fun person that I can be friends with, why? I'm not even trying to fuck, because, you know,
exactly.
Now that's allowing me to be the selector now. You'll start to realize this is how you realize shorties is whack. A lot of dudes is out here, you know, fucking whack shorties because they're so attracted to them. But to me, if she's whack, I'm gonna become less attractive regardless of how she looks. And this is the frame of attraction, because think about it. When you have abundance of women in your life, you're not so quick. Imagine you're a celebrity, A$AP Rocky, one of these guys, and you see so many women. And I just brought up A$AP Rocky because my boy actually has a story where he works at a restaurant where all these celebrities went to in L.A. A$AP pulled up. He was there with, I think it was a few other people that was there. I can't remember. I don't know if it was French Montana or some other celebrity, but he was like, these girls positioned themselves like to sit right across from them. These ones was bad as fuck. And they were like,
Damn.
you know, they were like geeking, like across, they were at the table next to his, and they're geeking.
Right.
And they said, bruh, A$AP didn't even look, like the whole time didn't even like acknowledge or give a fuck about those girls at all.
And they were bad.
And they were bad as shit, he said, like models. So when you see that, you got to ask yourself, why aren't they? It's because, you know, they have a different level of exposure to beautiful women. They're used to it. It's an abundance. So if you're going to be a woman in their life, you got to bring more than just being a cute girl. You got to really have. That's what people don't realize. The girls that be getting these celebrities, they got game. They know how to kick it with dudes and vibe and make a celebrity like yo, come through, kick it with us, man. With the, you know, we about to have you doing this. All right, cool. Because you know, beautiful women is always fun. They always love being in fun environments, but it's a personality to it as well. It ain't just because they're beautiful and boring. They're not. That's not going to work.
Right.
So now you become the selector in the long term. Now you can kind of balance out, because at first, you know, guys be so attracted to a girl. Become friends with her, see her goofy aspects, learn more about her.
Yep.
Blah, blah,
And
blah.
girls are goofy, bro.
Yeah, big time.
Girls are
They're playful. They're goofy.
Just like guys are goofy, girls are goofy.
Mhm.
And when you really tap into them and see their goofiness, you'll see, like, okay, like, beyond the looks, like, they're just, you know, they're just normal people, too. Like,
Exactly. And we bring so much humor to them. Like, guys are real good at being playful, fun, keeping it light, joking about stupid stuff. They want to be a part of that shit. It's kind of like the girl when we was young that we would kick out of the girl, like, you know, they want to be, because we're the ones, you know, playing around. But, bro, they treasure that. Like, if you're a funny, playful dude and you're friends with a girl, even if she's not attracted to you, over time she will be. If she sees you doing your thing, you get women and you're funny and playful.
Exactly.
You will have women. When we talk about having a woman in your life, is a lifestyle. This is where you start having women coming to the crib. You got girls with you all the time, pretty girls. And guys are like, bro, why did you? See, a lot of guys, as they go further and further in the years, they accumulate more and more male friendships. And before you know it, it's just all dudes. And now everybody's taking trips to freaking, you know, get girls. But it's a bunch of dudes rolling out to get women. When the real player, man, is he's going out with women, getting more women.
Right.
You know, like, there should always be women with you when you're gaming on the weekend, to be honest. Because girls like to go out and do shit. If you have them in the friend zone, you don't got to take care of their drinks and all that shit. They're your friend, right?
Exactly.
So now you're going, she's doing her thing, you're doing her thing. If you get some girls, she sees you get girls and y'all.
And a lot of times they be putting you on with other girls.
Exactly.
You feel me? And you know, we gone out plenty of nights where that does happen.
Exactly.
One of us or one of our friends will bring a girl that's just a friend, and then boom, she's just like, all right, man, we about to get lit tonight, fellas. And we're like, yeah. She's like, all right, bet, I'm gonna try to put y'all on. And then we be joking around, and we be like, yo, we about to put you on.
Exactly.
And they be like, nah, I know how to do it myself. I'm good. And I laugh at that because it's just like, that's the reality of it. Girls don't need to get put on if she looks good.
Mhm. Exactly. So
like, all she got to do is see what guy's looking at her a certain way, and boom, she's on it.
Exactly. Guys looking at her a certain way and she's on it. And it's like, yo, we pull up, we got girls and we doing our thing, and guess what? When you leaving at the end of the night, guess who you leaving with? Shorties, regardless.
Yeah, exactly.
And she gonna bring her friends, and when y'all go back and kick it, her friends are there. So you everything becomes now your position to win. She's always on the table if that happens. Her friends is always there. You could always get your own girl, And all of those things are building towards your value because she continues to see you attract women. You know.
Yep. You
So
you over time tell her about all the girl problems you going through, or all the situations, or why you and this other girl fell off, and she's just chilling there. And by the time you know it, if you playing the game right, you gone through a couple girls, and she's only gone through one dude that she don't really like.
exactly.
And then she gonna sit there and she's like, damn, like, this dude is just chill. He's over here, rejecting girls because, they're boring, or, she starts to ask herself, and validation starts to kind of happen. She's like, you know what?
Exactly.
Am I funny to him? Like,
Exactly. And you become that thing. She talks to other guys, she dates other guys, but she always comes back around to you because she's going to be like, yeah, I went on this date, blah, blah, blah. So you're always at the forefront in her mind. You're always there. And this is that next level. And the other big thing I just want to touch on, is what that positions you as, to women. This puts you at a different space. You now are the one that's not needy. You're now the one that is different from the other guys. And now the value is, all right, what is the value that I'm getting by being friends with her? Right? Well, one thing that we know is, here's the thing I realized. With women, and this is big, man, a lot of it revolves around their world and communication. It's really, you have to really understand their world first. And then as they feel comfortable, you understand in their world, they'll understand your world as well. But the beautiful thing is you start to realize that that's all they really like. You like, what's the value of having a woman beyond just sex, for some guys? And it's like, bro, it's so much value that they can provide, right? But you do have to be in an abundance mind state to not want to, to move on, and not have to, get sexual. It requires that discipline. And you do got to be out there because you might, how long are you willing to not have sex with it? How long can you hold out with that genuinely, But what does that position you as?
if you're holding on to all of that so genuinely.
Yeah, if you're dealing with her, if you become a friend in her life and you're an attractive guy, that puts you in a position where, where you're past her, where you're beyond her when it comes to that, when it comes to the sexuality. You're past it. Now she's playing. Now this is where women begin to have to stay in your life because you're building more and more friendships, things like that. But it's just such a crucial element to your game, And with friendship, the thing is, man, I want guys to really understand how valuable it is to them. And then I also want guys to understand that on the back end, though, the sexuality is building. The sexual energy,
exactly.
It's
either building or it's not. Or it's dying.
Or it's not. Or it's dying.
You either getting closer or further away.
Exactly. Now, if you see there's no vibe and there's no connection, there's no point of being friends. You're really looking for qualities that you look for in a guy friend. But it's a frame. It's a frame more than anything, because I know that you're going to be able to have sex with a lot of women if you go direct and you just go smack, which is powerful.
Right.
But the biggest issue I see guys have at this point is not just having sex. It's about keeping women in their lives.
Exactly.
And what is and what you'll find is the greatest relationships come from a friendship.
Yep.
And by being friends, it disqualifies you from having to deal with all the bullshit that the guys that are trying to have sex with her have to go through. She views you with trust and comfort. Mm-hmm.
I guess what a lot of guys don't see either is the whole aspect of, dude, like, if you about to put your energy into this girl and, you know, have sex with her and invest in that, you don't know if you're gonna catch feelings or not until like y'all already deep in.
Yeah,
And
so quick.
and what I'm saying is like, say you are deep in and you do catch feelings. Well, now you're not looking logically if this girl is good for you. She's always
Exactly.
trying to argue. She's, you know, she's just toxic. And then you sit in there and you already, you know, crushed her. You missed feelings in, and then she's not even that great of a person.
Exactly. Exactly.
But now, like, since, you know, you get in some play and that feels super good, you just kind of want to be like, I mean, it's not that bad.
Exactly.
Because a lot of guys tend to do that aspect too. Because, I mean, at least I'm getting, you know, some pussy out of it. Shoot.
Exactly.
I ain't doing so bad. I ain't doing
Look
so
at
bad
the
just
standards,
because.
bro. Like if you look at the P's, they put pussy at the bottom on purpose because that's a part of the game.
Right.
You know, they realize like, okay, if I take her pussy off the table, that kills her whole game. That's the end of her game. She's running game on guys because guys get caught in the fantasy of having sex with her, which then makes them illogical and easy to manipulate. So this is the
100.
discipline of not allowing oneself to get lost in fantasy.
100%.
Because now you're susceptible to be played with. So if you don't want to be played with, and if you want to be the player, you have to you have to get past the fantasy of dealing with women. Because once you deal with them as friends, all the fantasies begin to dispel themselves, and you start to realize how women really are. And then when you realize how women really are, now you deal with them like, oh man, we're dealing with women. I know that how women are. Women are a fucking trip, bro. You know, it's not this fantasy. These girls they like niggas, man. They're like guys.
Right.
They're like they got ways about them that are like fucking homies. Like
even and if you play it right, I even think about it like this. Like she'll even talk to you how she talks to her homegirls. Like how she talks to her homegirls.
Exactly.
If you that cool, you feel me? Like if
Exactly.
you really could pull it off, she'll be like, yeah, this is what I think about the guy that I'm talking to, and then they'll get really detailed. Now that they're not even covering up, you get me?
Exactly. And the funny thing is, Jay knows, bro. Jay, you know, because, bro, I've seen how, bro, we've rolled out with girls. Like you're great at. You got girl homies, you know.
Yeah.
That would go out with us, and it was always fun. And they would see us do our player shit, and I know they were
all the time.
To us, but they know that.
Oh yeah.
Like, oh, that's just Jay and his boy.
Yeah.
You know, Johnny doing them. And they know, like, man, these two girls, bro, we have times, you know, these girls with us, and they're like, yo, these two dudes, I know they had to think in the back of their mind, like, yo, these motherfuckers, man, are lethal, bro. They got all these girls around us. The girls that see us with that girl. And, bro, now we're talking about lifestyle. And let me tell you this. The easiest way to have a bunch of women in your life that really care about you, and that you can hang out with, that you can do whatever you want with, that will feed you more women, that you can have access to if you decide, because you basically friend zone them. And what happens is, too, the longer you talk to a girl about normal things, about non-sexual things, guys know this, the more she begins to want to be around you, and she begins to chase you. How do you get a woman to chase you? Number one way to get a woman to chase you, make her your friend. Friend zone.
Yep.
Number one way to get a girl to chase you is you friend zone her.
But you got to do it correctly.
Yeah, you gotta do it correctly. Like
it has to be from a good mindset too. It can't be like I'm doing this because I heard it's a good way to attract this specific girl. No, then you already don't get it.
Yeah, that's true. And it's stuff too for guys that don't even have any girls they're talking to. How are you gonna friend zone a girl, but you naturally really, you know, desire some sex and companionship? Or some sex or companionship or both.
And I'll say befriend all girls. Befriend as many girls.
Yeah.
Ugly, pretty, funny, outgoing, adventurous, you know, to themselves. Just just be friends with females in general. And once you do that, they got friends too. Shoot.
You show me
always got friends.
That's beautiful friends, bro.
Right, exactly.
And don't get me wrong, I'm sure you can show me a couple out there, guys, but like the reality is, man, when then that's usually what you're saying. You got to have the right frame. It comes from an abundance mentality.
It does.
That's why what you notice is a lot of women don't care if you have a girlfriend. They'll message you anyways if you keep it 100 because it's just from a place of that doesn't matter to them as much.
It doesn't.
Because it's like, okay, you're an attractive guy, so of course you have a girl, But if you're thirsty, you have a girl, now that's gross, Versus if you have a girlfriend and you're friends with girls. So the thing is that guys got to understand is like, man, when you friend zone her, it opens up so many doors, and it makes you, and it puts you in a position for her to chase.
Yes.
To the degree that you have a lot of beautiful women in your life, I would tell the first thing out there, be friends with girls, or talk to girls, be friends with them. How do you do that? You tell them, yeah, I'm looking for friends, like people I can kick it with, have good times with, add positive vibes with, you know what I mean?
Right.
And now she's gonna have to deal with you differently than she does with the other guy. Now she's going to have to be a little bit more sharp, And then now while she's dating you, the frame that you want to have is, okay, now we're communicating and I'm seeing if she's cool enough to stay in my life as a friend.
Exactly.
If she's cool enough to stay in my life as a friend, then that means that now I can view her beyond just friendship. Now I can view her sexually because I see that she has good emotions. She's cool. And this is the last thing I'll say on this, because we can go in there's a lot of things that we can talk about, but also,
right.
If you deal with her as a friend and and she's showing you like, okay, now you can decide if you really, if you do decide to have sex with her, it's from such a better place. Now you're not just sleeping with the hot chick that's crazy or the girl that's gonna bug out on you. Okay, I'm actually sleeping with a quality person right here. Because of the simple fact that, we have great conversation, we have great vibes, and I like her.
Exactly.
And now I've seen that, there's certain things that didn't turn me off yet. Because the longer you talk to girls, certain things can turn you off.
Dude,
but we be finding out on the
all
back
the time.
Yeah, guys find out on the back end, like, you done slept with her, she likes you, she has all this whole narrative around you. You find out you don't even like her, and now you're going through some big wild shit. Because now she's mad at you. She's coming to your house. You're too deep in.
Right, exactly.
3 weeks in, you're like, oh, this girl is fucking a nutcase. And you're like, all right, let me stay it out. And we never had sex, and now we were just cool, and that's it. Perfect.
And that's why I'd be like, would you randomly befriend someone? Like, no. You wouldn't just randomly befriend anybody.
Exactly.
Just like,
exactly.
I'm gonna just hang out with this person because,
exactly.
they look cool.
Oh man, I'm happy you said that because I'm happy you said that.
You gotta hang out with them because over time they proved what type of person they were.
Exactly. I'm happy you said that because when you befriend somebody and it's just like you're looking at it from that frame. It's just from a frame. I think that's more. It's just coming from a realer place. You know what I mean? That last thing you said. It's just coming from a realer place. I was gonna say something else all day. I just can't remember what the hell I was gonna say all day. Because what was the last thing you just said? You remember what you just said? Let me see if I can remember that.
I was just basically saying like you wouldn't just go at anybody and just be like, hey, we're gonna hang out, because you look cool. You look cool, and I'm gonna hang out.
Oh, perfect. I'm happy you said that. You just reminded me what I was gonna say. So what I was gonna say was that's why a big secret to this, guys, is that you are the element of attraction is still there. It ain't like you're some friend on some like, oh hey, what's going on? And yeah, I agree with everything. Like that's friend zone. That's how you get friend zone. There's no attraction.
That's friend zone. Yep.
That's why it's important that the friendship comes from the attraction. Meaning you can holler at a girl and on the street and be like, hey, how you doing? Yeah, I just thought you looked really sweet. What's your name? Cool. You know, I'm in a rush right now, but maybe we could talk. You know, just get to know each other as friends and see how things go. You know, oh cool, blah blah blah. Step off. Then you hit her up. As soon as you hit her up and she says, oh, hey, what's up? At that point, you just friend zone her. You know what I'm saying? So the attraction's still there. She knows this dude went smacking me. That's how we met.
Exactly.
But it was under the guise of a friend. So we still know, like, there's this kind of tension where if we meet up, we can fuck. Because, like, or we can date because, like, you know, that's where it came. But it's a friend.
Exactly.
You know?
And it's so interesting, too, because there's girls that are, you know, that I know, and let's say, like, we would never hang out one-on-one because we know, like, if we hang out one-on-one, that would be something different because the attraction is there.
Exactly. And that's huge.
That
I mean, think about how that's a powerful place to be with a girl in isolation like that. That honestly is the most attractive place to be is when she's like, damn, I'm sold on this dude, but we're friends. Oh, man.
Right, exactly. And she knows if y'all hang out one-on-one, that's going to, you know.
It's a wrap.
She either going to take it to another level or you are.
Exactly. But you keep showing up being this, or you keep showing up never pushing it.
Yep, you keep showing up being the attractive dude.
Being the attractive dude. So guess what she's going to do? Hey, so I was thinking maybe if you wanted to, we can hang out at this one little place, by, you know, over here. And now y'all two are just hanging out off the dolo. Yeah, maybe we can just, if you want, we can spark up my spot. Or now she's going to throw signals to make things happen. Because she's like, okay, I'm sold. And now this is what we talk about being chosen. This is what we talk about being chosen. As a man, you want to be chosen. You don't want to choose. You want to be chosen. Because the woman always chooses because she's the one that's in control of the sex generally in this environment. Like, 'cause she controls her.
And you don't want to. That's the perfect way.
Yeah, she controls that
you
area.
A woman is always choosing. Or, yeah, you're saying a woman is always choosing. So if she's always choosing, I want her to choose me because I'm the best option for her.
Mm-hmm.
Not, I don't want her to be choosing because I'm a option.
Yep.
And that's
you
different.
Either
that's
chosen or you're chasing.
That's how you know if you're doing it correctly or not. Because even if you're her friend and she's choosing you because you're the best option, that's different. But if you're her friend and she's choosing you because she don't got no better option, that's different now.
That's different, facts. Because now she's settling for you in that case.
Exactly. She's settling, and she's kind of sitting there going, well, there's no other guy better than this one, I guess.
I guess. So, all right, I'll talk to him. And now this dude's running in circles. I don't know. Why is this? I don't know if I want to still talk to her. Now this dude's running in circles dealing with the crappy relationship because she don't know. Versus when she's a friend, she knows, like, yo, I want this dude. Imagine if a girl, think about what's different with I want this dude. Now, how do you get a girl a dime to be like, I want this dude? Well, what better way? What are you going to do? You're going to buy her the best car? You're going to take her on the greatest date? We already know that doesn't work. If it works, guys do that already. It doesn't work. But if you befriend her, and the thing is, like, well, how do you befriend her organically? I just see it like this. It is conversation. Just like how you would meet a guy, you know, it's about conversation, about non-sexual things. That's if you want to have a friend, just have a lot of conversations about non-sexual things. And share some common interests. You know, find out if there's some common interests y'all share. The longer time you all spend hanging out, talking about non-sexual things, the longer you all the closer you are going to become, and then you become friends. So it's really the sexuality that's blocking men from being able to truly be friends with women, and that's women's issue. It's like, damn, like
That is most girls.
I can't have friendship because the sexual thing keeps getting in the way. These guys keep jumping to that. If you
but it makes sense. It makes sense too, because like you got to understand most guys suck at getting sex. So if most guys suck at getting sex, every opportunity they got a female that they can finally interact with and potentially get something out of. That's what every girl experiences.
Exactly. So you start to realize, that's beautiful you said that. It shows you that
they almost naturally get put in the position of the sexual, I'm trying to have sex position. They naturally get put in that position because they can't get any of it.
Exactly. And that's why they can't get any. It's coming from a place of scarcity. Scarcity breeds more scarcity. The less sex you have, the more you're going to want to be around her and try to, get to sexuality. The less pressed you are, the more you can just kick it, talk to her, get to know her, talk about friendship, not force nothing. You know what I mean? And
right.
These are the things that make her attracted to you. So like we're giving you in this episode, I would honestly say this is the number one key to getting a woman to chase you.
Yes.
When we talk about the number one key to attraction, it's looking attractive. But this is the most important key to attraction long term, And the more that you all are friends, and this is the last thing I'll say, the more you can deal with her from a place of truth. You can say, look, you're bugging the fuck out. Like, what the fuck are you doing? Because you're dealing with her as a friend, which means you're dealing with her in reality.
Right.
And that's what we do with friends. It's keeping it light, dealing with each other in reality. So it's not about selling dreams. It's not about her seeing if you're going to be her next potential boyfriend, because that puts her in the chooser position. We're shifting into putting you all in the chooser position. And the reason why you're going to be in the chooser position even more is because women have a hard time finding this. So now you're providing now
I'm going to give you
change that she actually would want to fight for. This is a version of our friendship is friendship for them is what sex is for us. Boom. That's just a way I just highlight. Friendship for them from a guy is coveted, like how sex is coveted. Friendship for a woman to have with an attractive, cool guy is the same, is valued just as much as guys have an attraction for a beautiful, like, cool woman.
Right.
And then the beautiful, cool women and the beautiful, cool guys, the way they meet together is friendship. Because she's like, okay, he's like, okay, this guy is attractive and he's super cool and we have a good friendship. And he's like, this girl is attractive, and she's cool. So we have so that's what we have, and that's the best frame to go from. So now when you tell her as a friend, I'm the type of guy, man, I don't believe in marriage, or I don't want to have, I want to have as many girls as I want, blah, blah, blah. She can deal with it because, you know what I mean? Because she's getting to know you. She's not looking at you.
Let me tell you what happens right there. In those relationships or situations that you just described, what starts to happen, what I've seen, personally in my life, they fall in love with me. They don't want to fall in love with. They don't want to fall in love with the way I live my life. They actually start to fall in love with me. They start to like me. They don't like how I see life. They like me. They like not how I brush my teeth, not how I want to live, not my lifestyle necessarily. They like who I am to them, and then they'll even go to the point where, like, you know what you said in the beginning is not even that bad because I get it now. I like you.
Exactly.
I'll change up for you. I'll think about it. I'll double look at what you're really trying to say, and that's these small things happen over time because she's just my friend, And even though I may live a certain lifestyle or even have different opinions than her, she falls in love with the person that has the opinion, not the opinion.
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
then I was about to
That's
touch on one more.
That's powerful.
I was about to touch on one more powerful thing, and this
Mhm.
is it. I was about to
Mhm.
touch on the aspect of, remember when we were in school and what happened every time someone broke up with somebody? Guess what? They always had a rebound because since we're in school, we had that social circle where everybody's quote unquote still just friends.
Mhm.
So versus out of high school where everybody's kind of doing their own thing in their own life, they're not going to see that many people besides the people they work with. But on a big scale, we saw what happened when uh, people were just friends and they freshly got out of a relationship. What would happen? The people they were secretly attracted to during the relationship, they most of the time ended up being with as a potential mate right
Exactly.
after.
Mhm.
So I was just gonna say
That's huge, bro. That's huge. Guys got to realize that, like, this is huge what we're talking about. All the red pill guys going to tell you, oh, screw that. Men going their own way. You know why? This is huge. You know why men, like a lot of men in the manosphere, are so angry, which I understand a lot of the reasons, but you want to know the real reason why?
why is
Because
that?
they're looking at women purely from a sexual place, and they're dealing with their frustrations with women from a sexual dynamic,
Exactly.
from a relationship dynamic, from a dating dynamic. They're not talking about women from a friend. There's like a bunch of guys complaining because women are bad friends. Like, bro, these girls, I had a friend, she just told on me. No, they're talking about all relationship stuff that guys end up in when they're trying to be with the girl on a sexual relationship level.
Right.
So what does that tell you? That tells you that, you know, a lot of the main pain point with these dudes is because they're coming at women. They're disappointed. What did I tell you? It's from a sexual place. And what does that also tell you? Women aren't the best people to deal with from a sexual place, bro. That's what that tells you. Like, that shit doesn't work. Like, that's not where it's at. That's not the frame. Because men are dealing with bullshit, and women are dealing with bullshit with each other because they're catching feelings and they're having these messed up relationships and sexual dynamics with one another. It's really friendship that is the thing that's missing, and it's also friendship that is the gap that needs to be closed in order for us to, you know, make this thing, in order to fix this gap that's happening. So what happens is when you're a dude that's friends with women, especially today, bro, you're like the only guy friend they can talk to because nobody's on that time. Nobody's on that time, bro. So you really become like a prized commodity. You almost become like, you're basically like the hot chick. Because
Right.
you're so rare. You're an attractive guy that's actually friends with them. Bro, you become the most important guy in their life.
And that's the cool part because like every time we talk, I know we're both talking from the aspect of mentality, the mental world, the emotional world, and most guys, like you said, are always trying to come at it from the sexual way, from the sexual idea. And I'm going, well, even if you get it, if you get some play, you do win. You do achieve the goal of having, sex with a person. It's like, is it that lit though? Like,
Yeah.
like,
What's the long-term trajectory of it?
Well, not even long term was the quality of what happened, like exactly the top tier stuff. Because I mean, most of the time, anytime I hear any human being talk about what great experience they had in bed with someone, was always an experience where they really enjoyed the other person for who they were.
Exactly.
They're like, oh my God, this was great because this man is such a interesting person. Like, we connect on a level that I just don't get it. Like
Mhm.
he understands me.
Exactly. Exactly.
They tend to remember those moments way more than the other ones, which is
way
oh
more,
yeah, you know,
bro.
there's this cute guy I saw, yeah, it was great. Nah, they'll tell the
Mhm.
other story before they tell
It
that
was
one.
this one night stand I had that was so awesome. Like what?
And don't get me wrong, there might be. There's plenty of
Mhm.
people that do have those experiences. But what I'm saying is like majority of the ones that they really
But they really treasure.
yeah, exactly, that's the word. They really treasure is the ones where they really treasure the person.
Exactly.
And that all goes back to the mind.
Yeah.
That all goes back to spirit.
How do they view you in their mind? How do they view your interaction? You know, and this is huge. And this is, I guess, the last thing I'll say on this. You know, recently a big person passed away in regard to the spirit. You know, Kevin Samuels passed away. This is just so you have an idea of the timing when this dropped. But something to really think about is just if you were to, it's like in your last days, how will the group of women demographic speak of you? And that really will open your eyes to the other side of where we're taking men with attraction and seduction. Because this is how you become the Bob Marley figure. I mean, Bob Marley had so many women. But even his wives, we understood, they even said it. They were like, look, he dealt with women, but how'd you deal with him having all these women, these different things? And she says, he was just a different type of guy. That's what she said. They're like, we just understood that he was just, it was bigger than that for us. And how do you build that dynamic? That's what we're talking about. When we talk about the R. Kellys and Bill Cosbys and the people who really have a bad name in the street with women, right? And a lot of the time when we take a lot of these male narratives, it creates so much division. A lot of guys don't have any real good relationships with women. And what we're saying is, imagine that guy where, in his last days, it's 50 women out there. You know what I mean? Like, oh my gosh, the dudes is looking like, man, like, they love this motherfucker. Or you're in a situation where you need some people to support you or speak on your name positively, or some people hating, and you got a bunch of them say, nah, blah, blah, blah. See, here's one thing that's big that you got to realize with women that's interesting is women have a lot of power. We know in this society for a variety of reasons, right? You know, because of how dynamic and things. But also, you got to understand, women have a lot of spiritual power as well. Like, the last thing you want is a woman scorn coming after you. A lot of guys deal with a lot of BS because there's a woman out there that hates them.
Right.
Keep it as if there's a woman out there that hates you, bro, that's not good. And the more women that hate you, the more that's not good. But if women hate you overall, there's going to be a lot of venom and low energy that can hit you, man. But let me tell you this as well. There's a flip side to that. There's a polarity, which is, but if a lot of women love you, if a lot of women viewed you as a great person in their life, now you got a huge force of nature behind you. And my thing is this, I'm all about nature and power. If you're going to play the game of power, do you want to be a guy that has women, where you're like dominating them? Or do you want to be a man, do you want to be a person where you have, men and women behind you? Based on the power dynamic, if you have women behind you, you have even more power. If you have women supporting you, you have even more power. So, so how do we meet in the middle? And that's what we're saying. You're still that seductive, manly man that understands these dynamics about men, women, that understands female nature. That's all about protecting yourself as a man, not degrading yourself. You stand on man shit. You teach women about this man shit. You stand on this shit. You're attractive. You go after women you want. You're seductive. You do what you want. You'll have multiple women. Look, I have multiple girls. I don't have one girlfriend. Like, you're on that time, but then you balance it with, but I have a bunch of women that I value as friends.
Right.
Now they get access to that real man that they can learn and talk to and engage with. They get to feel your seduction, your attraction, and your communication through text or your energy when she meets you. They can feel that, be around you. But guess what? At the same time, they value you as a friend and care about your best interest and will go out of their way to help you because they see, because of this one, not because you bought them on a nice date, not because you paid for this or did that, because you value them as a friend beyond just sex. And when you understand that, you have the keys to having all the women in your life that you want. If you start from that place with them, you're attractive. You're not like, oh, I want to be. You're like, let's be friends. But look, this is the frame. Let's be friends. But look, if you in my room but naked, you know what's going down. But
and she should know that too. She should know that. She should feel that. It's nothing that even needs to be spoken. It just needs to be
it's like a line.
Felt, duh.
Exactly.
She should already know.
You gotta respect the lion. It could be trained. Or the pit bull is a pit bull. It's trained, but it can still get dangerous if you go too far. You still gotta respect the lion as a lion. You still have to respect that primal lion in you. But guess what? But the friendship is where you build the trust. So now it's like having a lion, a wild lion that truly cares about you. And that's what an alpha male that is truly a friend with a woman. That's what he is for her. He's that lion, that warrior that keeps a space in his heart to protect her, or that keeps a space in his heart to truly, she knows he's not going to bite me, but he can if he wanted to. That's powerful.
Exactly.
That's powerful. This animal can kill me right now, but it loves me. Exactly. And I trust it so much because I know, and that's the energy of real seductive attraction.
And weird to say, it kind of goes back to the Beauty and the Beast story, or Tarzan story, or there's a bunch of stories that have this narrative, like 007. If you want to put it on play site, he's a killer. But he's an agent, a secret agent. That's handsome, that's good looking, that's a gentleman. Mm-hmm. He's very dangerous. But he's not dangerous to her.
Exactly. The guy pulls off in the motorbike, badass. But when she's with him, they just vibe.
Right.
That guy who runs a business or he's in the NBA or whatever, but, in her fantasy or whatever, but they're friends. He can tell her the secrets here, I just feel like women just want me for what I have. That's the ultimate, I feel like, relationship for a woman. And when you understand that, now you know what she wants to buy and now you know what to sell. It's like we don't like the girls out here in America, a lot of guys, because it's like they're not selling us what we want to buy. But you got to realize they're obviously doing that because we're not selling them what they want to buy.
Exactly.
The reason why both parties aren't doing it is because both parties don't know what the person's trying to buy. They're focused on what they want to buy, and that's our issue.
Exactly. Yep.
So we just gave you the bridge to understanding what they want to buy. And once you understand what they want to buy, it's all on you now.
And what's a good thing, too, is to ask. While you are genuinely, and this is what the art is about, genuinely being a friend, too, you ask them stuff. Mm-hmm. You can ask these girls things. Like, I do it all the time. I'll sit there and I'll be like, so what you think about this? This is my opinion about it, but how do you feel about it? And then when they tell me, I'm like, that's interesting. I didn't see it like that. And then when I get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, I get 20 responses, and then I see the balanced answer I get. I'm like, okay, I'm closer to the truth because I got a closer balanced thought of what I didn't know.
Exactly.
Not because I just asked one girl, but I asked multiple girls about the same thing, and this is what they told me. So it must have some truth to it. Maybe it's not the
Exactly.
ultimate truth, but it has some truth to it. Because every girl's different too. And
Yeah, every girl's different, man. That's a big thing, man. I can't tell a guy how to get every girl. That's retarded. Or how to get every 10 or how to get no, because every girl wants different things. It's just two boxes thinking, you know. And
like
and
it's funny, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no.
I was gonna say there's a universal like liking.
Yeah, there's like female, like feminine energy, masculine energy response to certain things. There's an energy overall.
Exactly.
That all women have to deal with. Like, just like us, we all have to deal with them. You know, like somebody can draw the silhouette of a beautiful girl and we'll see attraction in it because that's just from the energy. That's not a specific girl. It's just if someone drew a beautiful feminine body, you know, or essence, you know. So,
it's like if guys saw a beautiful girl, most of them would be like, yeah, you know, she's attractive.
Exactly.
I would definitely. And there's things about guys that rock the same way too.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so
exactly.
it's not being naive to that. But also, every woman responds to different stuff. Their religious beliefs, their morality.
And you'll find that out through friendship or through going through that vehicle. You'll find out those things about them. You'll see the compatibility. And, you know, that's my last, I'll just say my last words on this is one thing I just want y'all to know. By doing those things, man, you get to find out if this is actually a quality girl to really be with you. And that is really the most, final thing I'll say is an important aspect of this, you know, is that now you're in a position where you actually get to select the right girls for you because you took that time. And I think what's messing up a lot of guys is because they're rushing this process, it creates a situation where because they're rushing this process, they end up getting low-quality girls because they haven't vetted them. They haven't gone through the process of qualifying the girls, see if they're good for them, and of really seeing the compatibility. And this is where you get to do that, is through this. So that's the ultimate benefit of it as well.
Yep.
And you got anything you want to say to close out, Jay?
I'll say going back to paying attention, bro. I said it, I think, a couple or even last episode. I think I said it like 2 episodes. I said just pay attention.
Mm-hmm.
Like really, when you pay attention. Like okay, this is my closing like little statement. I'll say this. I said the more you pay attention to how much you want to have sex with her, the less you'll get close to actually figuring out what type of girl she is, what she likes, what she doesn't like. Because if you're paying attention to see if you're getting close and closer and closer to fucking, I'm like, you don't get it. Because in order to have amazing connections, even goes down to sex with this woman, is to really pay attention to her, get her, you know, understand her, listen to her, and then everything will follow.
Exactly. So man, that's for y'all, man. We another episode of Game. Make sure y'all watch all them episodes. Make sure you like and subscribe, man. We got some big things coming up, but we need y'all to like and subscribe so we can build up and provide more content to you all, provide more different things, teachings, you know, and more games for y'all. So and different trainings, things we got going on. So just look out for that. Like and subscribe. It's the council. Take that game and go out there and make something happen, man. Build a lifestyle.
Remember we giving little pieces. We're this is just a small piece. You can't just run with this piece and be like, all right, like expect to get amazing results and oh my God, you about to get the girl of your dreams tomorrow. Nah, like this is one little piece. There's so many pieces to this where it's like the same way how we're telling you come at girls indirectly and through friendship is the way you should come at yourself and your glow up and your attractiveness and your value as a man. You should come at it indirectly as well. And when I say indirectly, go at it directly with full force, but be patient. It's about being patient. It's about understanding yourself. understanding about, you know, the things that make you an attractive person, and then understand what things that don't make you an attractive person, and just working on those things and qualities and character, you know, just your character overall, just working on it. It just benefits you on the long term. You may not see results tomorrow, today, but if you keep working on those aspects of yourself, eventually you will see it. And most of the time, people don't even recognize it when it happens. They're like, they're doing it, and I'm like, yo, you know, you're on a date right now. You know, this cute girl really likes you now, and they're just sitting there like, oh crap, you're right. Like I didn't even notice that.
Exactly. The transformation is so subtle, but like if you pay attention to it, you realize how far you're actually going. But it's so easy to miss that because you're looking for this huge end result.
Yep.
You know? So you'll see the subtle changes, and as you keep listening week to week and episode by episode, you're gonna piece together the things that's gonna tie it all together. But it's a building block, you know. So, but apply the stuff we're talking. Every episode, apply it. There's gems in every single one, and give us y'all feedback, and also send us questions, man. So we're gonna start doing some question episodes as well, answering questions. So, you know, make sure y'all send those. You can reach us out on Instagram. You can find Jay. What's your Instagram, Jay?
We're gonna have it in the bio, but at JAYY_wonders.
Okay, perfect. And y'all will see mine is guy_Johnny, JANI. That's my music IG, but you know, I put stuff in my stories, 5D Transformation. So I'll put all it in the bio. Appreciate y'all listening, man. And we'll be back with more, man. It's the council. Peace.
Peace out.